and let's start the show! Hey everyone, I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com, a personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. If you're watching this live on Twitch, welcome. I hope you guys are having a good... In my part of the world, it's Thursday evening. I don't normally stream on Thursdays, but some life stuff happened. We'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, we're back to play some more Fire... Oh, geez, wrong button. Back to play some more Fire Emblem Three Houses on the Nintendo Switch, continuing our playthrough with the Golden Deer. Now, yeah, as you can see now, like, I finished my the Black Eagles group a while ago, finished the Blue Lions. We're way behind on the Golden Deer. We've got some work to do to catch up, but we'll keep going. And also, it's September right now. I finally got the ad up. We've got the emote working now. And so if you subscribe at a tier 1, you can get access to this adorable, mind-blowing emote here from me. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely hit the sub button above. Oh, I think it's this way. In any case, if you're interested, there it is. Otherwise, I mean, you can always enjoy this content for free, right? So this is the class I'm least familiar with because we haven't played this one too much. I've gotten to the point where there's a bunch of characters I don't like, and then there's others like I haven't really built a connection with. But I am looking forward to learning more about these characters. I will say though, I'm starting to burn out on the game. Like 90 hours later, I'm starting to get tired. And I think it's like through the first playthrough, incredible. Amazing game, loved it. Through the second playthrough, I think it's because the variances for a lot of it aren't really the same. Okay, so I think we left off to definitely explore. Let's do one support conversation here to start this off. Just one. Let's see what Marianne's up to. Marianne and Leonie. There we go. That's a cute one, I think. I don't know. Let's find out.
Being kicked must have hurt, didn't it, Dorte? Did they think you won't gallop unless you're in pain? It must be difficult letting those brutes ride you.
Hey, Marianne. What are you up to?
Nothing.
Really? I was sure I heard you talking to someone. By the way, are you free right now?
Is there something you need?
I was about to go buy towels and soap, but the girls saddled me with all these specific requests.
What kind of specific requests?
They want it all to look cute or to smell a certain way, but all that's just nonsense to me. I've always made my own towels out of old scraps and soap from used cooking oil. I've never given it much thought beyond that.
Oh.
But I've noticed you've got some really nice things. So you have an eye for that stuff, right? Obviously, I give you all the credit, and I'm sure everyone would be really grateful for your help.
No, I don't deserve that kind of praise.
Really? I don't think that's true. Come on, you'll be doing me a big favor.
My adoptive father tells me I shouldn't stray too far from the monastery.
That's nonsense. You've got to get some fresh air now and again.
I should stay. Besides, I wouldn't be
Man,
much
poor
help.
Marianne. Just so
I don't
sad.
think
Like the
anyone would
Eeyore of
like
this
whatever
game.
I pick out anyway. It would all go to waste. And I'm sure that having me around would just cause you misfortune, Leonie.
Are you serious?
I should stay here by myself.
Now, hold on just a second.
Yeah,
You'll
tell
cause me
Leonie.
misfortune? What kind of backwards talk is that? If you really don't want me around, then at least come out and say it straight. I'm sorry for the unwelcome invitation. Don't worry, I won't make the same mistake again.
Wow. Damn. It's not like that, though. Alright, like, I can't... Okay, how many support conversations? This is one of the 2, 3... Well... Alright, we can't sit through these on the stream. So we're gonna keep going. We will go and explore the house. We're gonna try and keep it... Oh, hold on. Let's see what certifications. Does anyone take an exam right now? Oh, yeah, you can, Claude. Yeah, you should level up, bro. You... Yeah, you should be an art. Of course you should be an archer. Nice, get that glow up.
I did pretty well.
So yeah, I was saying, in my Blue Lines playthrough, we're pretty far along. I'm in the second part of the game, and definitely starting to see some stuff. There's... Oh yeah, you can definitely take your exam, Lysithia. Aced it! It's interesting seeing the differences between the playthroughs. Like, part of why I'm burning out is that it's not...
comprehension.
For the most part, it's very similar. But then there's elements that are just different enough to make me go like, oh, that's neat, or oh, that's different from how I saw it in the other playthrough. And I don't... I mean, playing it on different difficulties and stuff would make it a little more palatable. I almost feel like if you're not a super die-hard Fire Emblem fan, you're probably okay to just play it through once. Like, pick a house, whatever house is most preferable to you, and then just kind of Wikipedia the rest.
Hey, you.
Here's Mercedes. Yeah, we're gonna kind of skip all the dialogue, just kind of do the quests, and... Nope, can't go there. But yeah, how you guys doing today? Work has been nuts. I know I don't talk... I always talk about how I can't talk about work. I will say it's been extremely busy. I'm covering for someone on vacation. Okay, what can I help you with? Hold on.
I have a favor to ask.
Gallant has a charming smile and always puts his family first. Okay.
I have a favor to ask.
Yeah, let's... We'll give that heartfelt letter to whoever that actually is. Who do we think it is? Let's go to the fishing pond. Take care of that. So yeah, it's been really busy. And so I've been in a lot of meetings and just had a lot of work to get done.
Welcome to the monastery fishing tournament. You look confused. Didn't Satis tell you about it? Just catch whatever fish Flame requests. Show any fish you catch to Flame. I have a favor to ask.
Yeah, use the tournament bait to catch fish Flame wants to eat. Okay. Alright, so we will have to do some fishing. Let's try and deliver some letters. Or completing some quests.
I'm going to catch me some mighty fish. Just you wait and see. But they haven't been biting. I didn't think of that. Ah, the truth is right in front of me. Oh, just kidding.
Laughing so
This
much.
little fish is smart enough to be afraid of me.
What is the... Oh, do I have to give him the love letter? Yeah, oh wow.
I appreciate that.
Isn't he a little too old for you, girl?
Will you be taking part 2? I cannot recall the type of fish I was hoping to So, if you do manage to catch a fish...
Okay, yeah, we'll catch a fish for you. Let's go catch this fish. I know this is a riveting start to this stream. But alright, let's go catch some fish. Catch something nice, glowy. I think we're looking for like a purple. Oh no, that's not what we wanted. This is like a big fish, but not the best possible fish. But sure, we'll get a little bit on Professor Level Up. And what are we catching? A Totatate's Loach? That's probably not it. I think it's got to be like a 5-star fish. Okay. Gold is what we're looking for here. Glimmering. I have some stories from fishing. I think that's the one she's gonna want.
Professor.
Oh, you caught
There it is.
Yes, yes, yay! This is it. This is the fish I have been pining for. I am so pleased.
I find it so weird that of all the people, she's the one that's into fish.
Thanks.
Report to the requester. Oh, okay. So we will talk to... Yeah, I've caught some weird stuff in my... Oh, hold on.
Do you have time for a request?
Yeah, we'll go banish some banquets. Or, banish some bandits. Sorry. What was I gonna say? Oh, fish. Going fishing, catching weird stuff. I caught a turtle once. I was fishing at the lake that was somewhat near our house, and I cast a line, and I pulled up a turtle. It was like this big, so like about the size of my kid face. I know my face is bigger now because I'm like a full-grown adult, but yeah, that was weird. And I caught a frog once too, but otherwise I haven't had like that epic catch where you just catch that big amazing fish and like, no, I don't even understand how that's possible. I think the biggest fish I might have caught was like this big. My family used to go a lot when we were younger.
Right.
Nope, wrong way. Let's go let her know we delivered the letter.
My savior, thank you.
Bang, head to the There's like one more quest here. Let's go talk to one of these people. I don't know who it's gonna be. Oh, okay.
I need a favor.
Sure. Oh, we should use like our points, right? So yeah, let's go out to lunch. We should ask Claude out for tea. Maybe just ask only Claude over and over and over again out to tea. Okay, there he is. Officers Academy. Let's go check on our boy.
Going all the way to the Empire for a mock battle? This is serious business. And there's a reward to be had as well. I'd really like to win this thing. Everyone else seems to be raring to go too. We're all looking to you to guide us, Teach.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to invite him to tea. Jeez, this is why we're here. Alright. Claude, tell me about yourself. Oh good, we have one serving of tea left.
Did I make you wait? I ran as fast as I could. Thanks. It's so relaxing. Right. Of course.
Yeah, you want to talk about reliable ally. I feel like there's two categories of people when it comes to tea.
Right.
There's like the people that like to fight and the people that don't like to fight. I find you can categorize these answers by. Oh. You more of a shareable snacks guy? It's a nice tea time. Okay.
I'm afraid I've stayed too long. Thanks for the tea. Let's plan to do this again sometime.
Okay, I guess. Alright, so we got 3 more points. What can we do? I like getting people to lunch in the dining hall so that we can get their motivation up so that they can learn more in class. Who would like today's special? Let's look for people whose motivation could be up. Let's go Raphael.
That looks delicious. Goddess forgive me, I've just got to indulge.
When it comes to food, I don't know if I could choose between quality and quantity.
Alright, we'll take it. What else? Let's go... Yeah, sure, we'll go have... Actually, no, let's talk to a teacher and learn some stuff. Who can we learn from? Let's learn from Rhea. Yeah, there we go. Or whoever we run into here.
Really?
Yeah, let's see what Rhea has got to
situation
teach us.
last month was. I hope you were able to put all of that behind you.
so that you may focus on this month's assignment. A most reassuring response. I look forward to seeing your skills on display at the Battle of the Eagle and Lion.
Alright, what do we... Oh yeah, let's definitely learn this. Hey, we learned how to heal. That's actually really great.
Yields results.
Oh, there was some change. There's some Fire Emblem stuff we need to talk about right now. One of those things is that Fire Emblem DLC's out. So they've added... There's free DLC, and then I think there's paid stuff as well. So there is... Let's talk to our dad.
Preparations for the Battle of the Eagle and Lion going. Fishing? Taking it easy, are you? The recent happenings at the monastery. There is something going on behind the scenes here. I've been commissioned to investigate as well. As I've already mentioned, this month I'm off to the kingdom. You be on your guard, okay? Well, I hope you're right.
Alright, Gerald, teach me... Yeah, teach me land stuff.
Practice yields results.
So, yes, they've changed... They've added costumes. So, they gave Byleth glasses, male and female. And those are pretty fun. A little weird seeing, like, my style glasses on those characters. On that character. But then they also added, like, gym outfits for the different houses. So, like, gym shirts and shorts. It's kind of cute. I like it. It looks a little silly, to be honest, but that's okay. It's DLC. All in fun.
Let's do this again. Experience is everything.
But on the low, they also changed male Byleth's voice. So some stuff went down with male Byleth. Just as the game was coming out, he was there were some allegations. He was accused of doing some bad stuff, and he apologized. But Nintendo was like, "No, we can't do that." So he's out of the game. That voice actor is out of the game, and male Byleth's voice a little different. I find it kind of odd, but I don't know if I find it odd because it's odd, or I find it odd because that's not what I'm used to.
Oh,
Alright, 2 more.
that was nice.
Yeah, she's got that hidden talent there with the 3 stars. Let's go and level that up.
Maybe.
Actually, let me take a second here. I wanted to send a shout out to Fate Ghost Pirate Robot. Thank you so much for the sub. You did that while you were off stream. I was off stream, but thank you so much for renewing your sub. I hope you enjoy your tier 1 emote with the mind blown everywhere you go on Twitch. Truly appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Alright, who did we want to teach next? Let's go... Oh no, Hilda doesn't have a lot of motivation. Not very motivated. How about you, Leonie? What can we teach you? I like the idea of getting her on a horse.
No problem.
There we go. And for funsies, let's go... Sword.
I've learned.
What else? Isithia or Ignat? Let's go Ignat's. He seems to need a little more help. Oh. Nice. We'll praise him. And... Oh yeah, I remember. I was gonna do auto-teaching for this part on stream. We'll do that next time. Just because this stuff is really laborious for the purposes of the stream. Let's go Lysithia and Ignatz, yeah. What can we teach you guys?
Let me ask you something.
I've been trying to win the heart of this girl, but none of the fancy gifts or sweet things I tell her have worked. Do you know any secret dating tricks I could use to win her heart? Stay away for a while so she starts to miss you. Try having a deeper conversation with her. Clean up your act. I'm gonna say try having a deeper conversation with her.
I see that.
That's probably
Professor.
not. Yeah, you should learn how to ride a dragon. You do that, Cyril. Okay. Ignatz wants to know what's the deal.
Okay, I've decided on the composition. That's right, the composition for my next paint. Wait, Professor? How long have you been standing there? You haven't been watching me, have you? No, I misspoke. Did I say painting? I meant to say, well, I've thought for a while that it might be nice to paint the scenery here. The contours
There's nothing wrong
of
with
that
painting.
tree, set against the stark shapes of the faraway peaks. Of course, I only paint after I've finished my chores. I'd never put my art before my responsibilities. My studies are paramount. I shall always uphold my duties as a student of the Officers' Academy.
Triform Trinity says, "Oh, the professor has been watching, and you are needed after class for a serious discussion, Ignatz." How are you doing, Triform Trinity? Man, it's way too... Go to bed, man. I appreciate you coming by and saying hello. You should go get some rest. Staying up all night watching these streams, not healthy for you, man. Also, the teacher-student relationship here is a little... You can't sleep. Oh, man. Alright, well, I hope I am boring enough to put you to sleep or something. The way they rationalize the teachers dating the students in this game, at least with Byleth, is that she's only a little older than the other students. So the age gap isn't that big. But, like, I'm not into Ignatz like that. I'm really not.
Whereas art is a hobby of mine, you might say.
He's not my type.
Everyone has hobbies, right? I'm sure you have one.
He's got this really dorky haircut, and, like, I'm not gonna lie, if you look at pictures of me when I was, like, born till I was in grade 6, I had that haircut. That exact haircut. And the glasses, too. So I look like that, and I was a dork, and I was not... That's going down a really weird rabbit hole. You also say, I find it so funny that people are upset when the teacher dating... upset with the teacher dating the student thing. I mean, generally speaking, like, yes, that's weird. I think within the context of the game, still kind of weird, but they do explain at the very beginning, and it's just a one-off comment of like, okay, they're not... The age gap isn't that big. And they're, like... It is not the traditional student-teacher relationship. There is a point in the story where I'm more upset with the teacher and everybody else. And things have changed, yes. So I take it you are also playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. Everybody has hobbies, right? I'm sure you have one.
Oh, well, perhaps it's different for you, Professor.
Yeah, the game definitely shifts in the second part of the game. I've beaten it with the Black Eagles, and I'm almost done with the Blue Lions. This is my playthrough that's the farthest
Reading,
behind.
For instance, or fishing,
oh,
or
you just
taking
watched tons of
midday
playthroughs
naps.
since you don't have a Switch yet.
Me,
Ah.
It's making art. Hobbies are healthy.
Okay.
They're a good way of
Do you
relieving
have any
stress.
interest on getting a Switch anytime
might consider
soon?
taking up a
Maybe the
hobby,
Switch
Professor.
Lite, perhaps?
Anything to clear your mind. Think about it. It's much easier to focus if you're feeling refreshed. There isn't a rule against
Oh, so you
hobbies,
already
is there?
know. It's the bloody
If you
time
tell
skip
me
that
to stop, I'll
annoys the
stop.
hell out of me.
I shall never
Yes,
again
I do
put
know.
brush to canvas.
Yeah, so... Sure. Since it... What in particular about the time skip bothers you?
Really? It's okay for me to paint? Well, I mean, if you're sure. But really, it's nothing more than a little diversion, a frivolous pastime. I think I ought to go back to my quarters now, if it's all the same to you.
Yeah, go back. Bum, bum, bum. There you go. Get that motivation up so you can learn to be a better archer because you're kind of bad right now.
Let's make it quick.
I'm ready. I thought we did a good
Man,
job.
Ignatz was hover-handing that horse really hard. Reminds me... Okay, I'll read your comment first. Why is it that only the teacher doesn't age and look older? Have changed character-wise since everybody has changed in many ways. Okay, so there's I would say there's two potential explanations for why that's a thing. One, the age gap between them is not that big, but I don't know. I find like there's a certain point in adulthood where like you grow up, and then you kind of stay looking the same for a while. Like if I pulled a picture of what I look like at 23 versus a picture of what I look like at 28, there's not that much of a difference. But if you pulled a picture of what I look like at 18 versus what I look like at 23, there's a pretty notable difference there as well, because I was still growing, I was working out at the time. Reasons. Ugh. The other thing, and this is for story reasons, the spirit that is inside you is such that you have powers beyond the average human being, and thus you do not age in the same way that the average person would. That is my thinking of what's actually going on. Oh, I know what you mean, but it's still anime, and in anime, when characters get older by a few years, they change a lot visual-wise. Okay, I also wonder if, like, they do that contrast to amplify the fact that the world has changed since you passed out. That you haven't changed, but the world I don't know. There's definitely some dramatic differences, though. Oh, hold on. Let's go. Do we have a blacksmith yet? Yes. Because, yeah, some of the glow-ups are pretty dramatic. Oh, wait. Let's fix that. That's a possibility. Alright. So, which house? Are you watching playthroughs for all three houses, kind of jumping back and forth? Did you follow a house from beginning to end? Like, what was your experience watching it on YouTube? But to answer your question earlier, yes, at some point I'll acquire myself a Switch. There are many games I would love to play. You've watched them all. Wow. You know more about this than I do. I only know what I've played, and I haven't seen the stuff here. So the area I am the most in the dark with is this house right here, the Golden Deer. So when you do get your Switch, what are some of the games you're looking to get? Ooh, okay, we got some paralogs here. We're gonna go help out Sylvain first, who's... I hate Lawrence so much.
Hey, Professor. You're looking lovely as ever. Are you working today? You gotta take a day sometime. Get out in the world and have some fun. Right? Sometimes you gotta forget all the things you ought to do and focus on what you'd rather do.
Yeah. And Triform Trinity says, I'm half with the Black Eagles, but that's also because I don't trust the church. That might also be because you, the character, is living in a country neutral towards the rest, but are forced to join one of the three sides no matter what. Okay. I chose that exact route. I played as the Black Eagles, and I thought that the twist was weird, but I didn't want to let Edelgard go. And that was... I wasn't... Okay. I don't think it was so much Edelgard, because I didn't get into her like that. I think she's a weird character in this game. Probably the most important of the students, but I did not emotionally connect with her like I thought I would. But I didn't trust the church, to your point. Like, I've never trusted the church, and playing through that part and seeing that moment was like, yup, this is why I don't trust the church. And now playing as the Blue Lions, like, you're still defending the church, but I still get the sense of, like, are these guys really on the up and up? Well, is one person in particular on the up and up? And I don't think so. The twist was too easy to see miles away.
Hey, we should go get something to eat. My treat.
There we go. Well, Sylvain, what do you want?
What? I can't invite my professor to dinner without it being a scam? Okay, fine. You got me. I need to ask a favor, and I wanted a way to work up the courage to ask you.
So now that you've seen, like, you've pretty much seen all this game has to offer, would you actually, like, when you get your Switch, still buy Fire Emblem and play through it for yourself?
There are thieves in my family's territory. I was wondering if you'd go with me to drive them off. You remember the thief leader you fought at Conan Tower, yeah? That's right. Although he's dead now, what's left of his band of thieves is causing trouble in Gautier territory. My father has asked me to come home and put down those murderous jerks. But he's asked for me to come alone. No knights, no backup of any sort. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, Sylvain. Yep, you don't get a 100% grasp on how the game mechanics work just by watching. This is true. And plus, you enjoy Fire Emblem. Ah, me too. What's your Fire Emblem backstory? Like, how did you get into the series?
Because he thinks he'd lose face asking the church for help. I don't know. He could have asked another trusted house to send troops, but he only asked me.
Playing through Awakening right now on Lunatic Classic. Ah, Awakening is a fantastic game.
He probably has some other motive.
Did I beat it on Lunatic?
Maybe he just wants me to get some more experience in battle. A crazy way to suggest it, though.
I think I did, or I got stuck at the very final boss. It was one of those.
I'm not going
I know
alone,
for sure
no matter what he
GameCube,
asks.
I played on the
I'm going to
hardest
ask some of the
difficulty
others
and
in
I
the
got
class
stuck
to
on the
help
final
too.
boss. I just was not leveled up
But
enough
none
to
of us
beat
have your experience.
that
If
boss.
you'd come with us, I'd be grateful. Great. I'll talk to the others and see who's in. Thanks, Professor.
I actually published a tier list recently on my site, and I did like tier lists of like bottom tier, mid tier, top tier, although I'd say there's no real bad games in the Fire Emblem series. And I put Three Houses and Awakening in that top tier, along with Path of Radiance. And then Form, you say, interesting question. I played Fire Emblem on the Game Boy way back as a kid, but it was too hard to understand, so I never touched it again. That's fair. Those Game Boy Advance games, like, that's where I started as well, but I think I had some experience because I played the Advance Wars games, and they're kind of like, it's a different flavor of turn-based strategy. Like, and I loved Advance Wars so much, and when I heard they were making another turn-based strategy game, I was like, yep, playing that. And then I fell in love with Fire Emblem as well, but there's a lot of nuance to Fire Emblem. And you can just play that game straight up wrong. I played that first Fire Emblem game wrong to the point where it was impossible for me to beat. I misleveled my team to the point where by the time I got to the end, no one could beat I didn't have enough strength to beat the final boss. And then you say, many years later, a woman I was trying to get into a relationship with introduced me to the game again with the funny reaction that I instantly went hardest difficulty with Awakening. So only the Game Boy versions, Awakening and Heroes. Will love to play the rest. Okay. Well, yeah, I would... Oh, man, Cyril's on the squad. Do I have to have... I guess I do. We have way too many archers here, by the way. We can switch Ignatz to this side for... I'd say Sylvain. Okay, Lawrence. The Game Boy ones are great, though. I think there are aspects of the Game Boy Advance ones that, like, never came back. There's a certain level of complexity in how you recruit people and how you fight and the objectives that are lost to time. And it's kind of sad that that stuff kind of went away. But I understand why. Some of it was really dense and obtuse. Of like, hey, this character is going to show up on the battlefield, and you have to know to bring Bob and run Bob across the map and risk his life in order to recruit this one character. Like, that's gone from this series. At least this game.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that.
Thieves are still carrying what they stole, so we have a chance to get it back. Gotta be careful, though. They'll run off faster than a nobleman's daughter if we just rush in.
Will admit I cannot get my head around as to why Lynn is the most popular character. I love Lynn. I love Lynn so much. I think just the small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere, and she ends up being this, like, besides being a princess, she's just like this super incredible ninja. And for a franchise where the graphics are not always the greatest, Lynn basically just like teleporting across the screen and then slicing people in half, like darting at every angle, is the single coolest thing in this entire series across every single game. Strictly in terms of visuals. Nothing looks cooler than that.
Who, me?
My father is offering a reward for every thief and rogue we take out. The more you beat, the more you get. Just remember, you gotta take them down fast. They'll bolt as soon as they're hurt. Take the strongholds and we cut off their escape route.
Okay. Is Lysithea gonna be able to take this hit? Oh, she's gonna smash him in one shot. Alright, let's go for it.
You were outmatched.
Nice. What kind of bandits are they? I don't know. There's a lot of them, though. So many bandits on this, otherwise, just like side map, paralog map.
I stand ready.
Slap. Ugh, my feelings. Runs away. Oh, he's not going to do any damage on Lawrence? Yeah, let's do that.
I thought I gave it my all.
Let's get to
So
it.
now that you're playing Awakening right now, like, what are your thoughts on that game? Enjoying it, not enjoying it? Do you find the whole making babies mechanic weird? What is your Fire Emblem history too? Ah, okay. So, I started playing Fire Emblem in...
Ready when you are.
They came out at, like... How do I say this?
Ready and willing.
I was a big Advance Wars fan. Like, I remember reading the IGN review of Advance Wars, which is like the sister game of Fire Emblem. And when I heard that they were making... They're putting out another turn-based strategy game, I was like, I'm in. Doesn't matter. This company made an amazing game. I want to play more amazing games from them. So I bought Fire Emblem, loved it,
Life doesn't always
and
go as
I think that I love the difference between Advance Wars and Fire Emblem was the
Okay, that'll do it. Very good.
the story
Now
mode
let's keep cool and
was
take out
very
the other
different,
strongholds.
and the fact that you were playing as individual characters and not disposable armies, and that part was really cool. And you were leveling up these characters, and you developed this investment with them. And I've played every Fire Emblem since that has come out in North America. I haven't played any of the ones that came out in Japan. Actually, that's not entirely true. I played one on an emulator, and it was in Japanese, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Let's back up here a bit.
I'm on it.
So yeah, I played one on an emulator in Japanese. I didn't really know what I was doing. But otherwise, I've played every game in the series. And I think they're all at least good. I think some of them have aged really poorly, like the oldest games, the remakes. They're really tough to go back to. But the new, like, I feel like, generally speaking, the series has gotten progressively better with time. I remember that feeling with, I don't know what's happening or what I'm doing, but it looks cool.
We must all do.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that the Fire Emblem games don't teach you. That you either just kind of never figure out, or you learn them along the way, or you read a wiki and we're like, oh, that's how that thing works. And so I've definitely learned a lot of weird lessons on how to play, or like my approach to playing Fire Emblem. Of like how I maneuver around the map and how I organize my units and all that stuff and how I fight the last boss. Well, Three Houses is, by numbers and vocals in the community, the most popular Fire Emblem game ever. Yes, it sold incredibly well. The fact that it was in North America, or in the US at least, it was the number 2 selling game on the NPD charts, not including digital, and the only thing that beat it was Madden. Like, North American football is a huge deal in the US, but for Fire Emblem to put up those kinds of numbers is unreal. I remember like reading articles about, hey, this might be the last Fire Emblem game because these don't sell very well, and that might be the end of it, and being horrified about that. And now here we are where it's like the number 2 selling game, period, across everything. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. And I almost feel like a proud dad who's been with his kid for, like, supporting his kid since the beginning and now seeing them grow up and achieve their dreams. It's a weird thing. I don't feel this with any other game series than this one, just because I've been there for so long and championed these games at a time when nobody knew what the heck Fire Emblem was. And Triform Trinity says, here's the thing I absolutely love about Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's fully voice acted for every single character, which now is like how The Witcher 3 made a point what games are supposed to do in a genre from there on to be considered amazing. Okay, so, like, yes, the voice acting really helps to sell the particular story that they're trying to sell in this particular game. Does every game have to be voice acted? I don't necessarily think so. Like, I think we're never going to get voice acting in a Zelda game, and I don't think that's going to stop those games from being incredible. But I also know that's not going to stop people from asking for voice acting. I think at this point it's just an artistic decision, and some developers will want the voice acting and some won't. But I guess there's also the, like, is this an artistic decision or do you not have enough money to put voice acting in? And in some cases, it hurts more than others. Japanese games need to be fully voice acted from now on. Do not go back to the 50-50. Either go full or at least let the players have an option in the sound menu to turn it on or off. Okay, I would have to think about that more. I would generally disagree, but I think I understand what you're getting at. And there are certain games that absolutely will have benefited greatly from having voice acting in them versus not. Okay, do we want to run Ignatz? Would love to have a gaming gripes talk about with you sometime. Alright, we can do that now. Like, what are your gaming gripes? Tell me all about them. Tell me how you really feel. Alright, Marianne, you're gonna run to the south here, and you're gonna smash this guy with your Nosferatu.
Was that helpful?
Yeah, tell me some of your gaming gripes. I would have to think about this, but you start the conversation. I know there are things that annoy me about games, though. Oh, cheeky you, but usually it goes in a different way. Ooh, he's gonna get a lot of damage on that. I need to punish this guy. Nice. I've been playing Dr. Mario World on iOS, and I mean, this is like a common complaint. It's mobile games, like this is bound to happen. And I guess it's a little more acceptable because it's a free-to-play game, but I really dislike how when you're playing that game and you get really stuck on a level, and it really feels like that level is designed in such a way where you either have to have everything fall in your favor, or it's impossible to beat unless you spend money. And that, like, I understand free-to-play games, you gotta get your money somehow, but when it's like, when you can feel it in the game design that you're trying to squeeze money out of me in this particular moment, oh, it feels gross. So gross. Well, the voice acting being, I'm not gonna, okay, half-hearted in Japanese games. This is true. So there's one. The English dubs of stuff going from Japan to English can be really weird. And do I have an axe here? Yes, I have an axe. Okay, I can take this guy on hand-to-hand. And yeah, there's some reasons for that. I've been watching some voice... I've been to, like, conventions that have had voice actors at them recently. They talked about the process of why some of that happens. But it's still, like, the point is, like, hey, this could be better than... It should be better than where it is from time to time. And then going 50-50. Yeah, where they'll read, like, the first line, or they'll give you a summary of what the text bubble is, but they don't say the actual thing. Which really annoys me when it clearly shows the developers put care into their game, but they can... Okay. You want to see, yeah, all or nothing. It was the one thing I didn't enjoy in Persona 5, even though I really liked that game. 300 plus hours to beat on the first playthrough. See, once you get to that point, 300 plus hours, there's got to be some, like, budget constraints at that point, right? 300 plus hours of voice actor, of acting, I would imagine being very expensive. And not to say it wouldn't be a better game with that much voice acting, but... That's a lot. Okay, so she's not going to be able to take that out by herself. Let's go run Ignatz over here, get that win.
Who knew?
300 hours. Wow.
I feel like I've grown.
That is a lot for a single-player game. And just to beat the story, too. Wow. Get him, Sylvain. Oh, 300 plus hours was just what it took me to beat the game. You can do it in like 50 to 80 hours. Oh, okay. Dude, were you... Wow. You could have beat it in 50 to 80 and you spent 300? What were you... You trying to, like, I guess, 100% it?
It's time.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of extra content as well. Farming, fishing, Persona, Pokemon catching. Okay. But yeah, I mean, kudos to you for going in and getting the full experience out of your game like that. Especially a game you like. If you enjoy it, play as much of it as you can.
One more stronghold taken, and one more escape route blocked. There are still some strongholds left. Professor, which should we go for first?
Oh, for real? He's gonna dodge a lot of that?
Not so fast.
You have a problem. No, you don't have a problem. You are enjoying the game that you purchased, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you can enjoy it however you want. Well, unless you're like hacking an online game and you're ruining the experience for others. As long as you're not ruining it for others, then do whatever you want. Oh man, it's getting hot up on this side of the map. Man, Cyril, you need to be better. I need you to step it up, kid. Yeah, personally with single-player games, I don't play them that thoroughly, to be honest. I play to see the main story, and then I kind of move on.
Naturally.
And then Triform says, from what you mentioned earlier, though, hopefully the developers of that kind will learn and be better. Laws around the world are getting tougher for games with that type of money squeezing. Yeah, with the loot boxes and stuff. Although, that said, I have a hot take on loot boxes, too. I don't think loot boxes are inherently bad. As a mechanic, very strict, the idea of, like, giving you a box and having stuff in it, and maybe there's duplicates in it sometimes, and there's rarity levels and stuff, like, at a root level, I don't think that's bad. I think there are ways of doing loot boxes that are not scummy and horrible. But I think a lot of people are doing them in scummy and horrible ways, and that's the problem. But I think I don't think loot boxes themselves are inherently bad, it's the way that they are implemented. Well, did you see the lovely loot box mechanic in the new basketball game? Yes! And like the trailer literally shows a slot machine in it. It's gross. Like I said, there are a lot of people that are doing it gross. 2K has been at the forefront of gross microtransactions. Never knew a pachinko machine was possible to make it that way. I hear you, man.
You lost to me?
And that's, like, they've had, like, really gross microtransactions for years where your created character is pretty much garbage forever until you put money in to buy XP to make your character better and just be, like, an average NBA player who can score, like, 8 to 10 points a game.
Should I have held back?
And there's other people who just feel like, here's another one.
We must all...
I've seen people who just say, like, all DLC is bad. I disagree with that. I love the idea of being able to get more stuff for a game that wouldn't have been in the game otherwise, or I would have had to buy, like, a whole other version of the game to get that stuff. I think there are, like, for example, Rock Band. I think it's amazing that I could pick and choose every single song that I wanted and build my version of Rock Band any way I want. And I spent over $1,000 on DLC in that game because I thought it was that good, and I love the convenience. I love not having to buy a disc every year with 40 songs that I liked and 40 songs that I couldn't care about. But yeah, I don't think DLC is inherently bad. I think there's some messaging about it that's really weird and gross. I think that it's weird. Like, announcing DLC for a game before it launches, I don't think is inherently wrong, but the optics of it are terrible. Always depends on the game and how DLC is implemented. Yes.
Another escape route blocked.
I think the practice of showing what DLC is coming before the game comes out is... Oh, jeez. I think I'm gonna have to rewind here. Yeah. Lysithia is... she's not gonna survive that hit, so we're gonna pull her back and take a chill pill. Some years ago, look... Years... at The Witcher 3 as an example again. Newer games, look at Smash Bros. Yeah, see, like, Smash Bros. Is great. They added those characters on top. They announced them after the fact. I think announcing beforehand just makes people feel like, oh, I didn't get the entire game because you are selling this part of it separately. And that might not be entirely true, but it does feel that way when they do it. And people want to feel like I got the full experience when I bought the $60 game, or whatever the price is. I paid full price, I want the whole thing. But I think there's a level where it goes too far. I think to pay $60 and get everything that that comes out after the fact on top of that, I don't think that's necessarily fair.
Stand ready.
But yeah, Rocket League's another one I point out where DLC isn't bad. Yeah. And they're taking out their loot boxes in that game as well, and that stuff's always been cosmetic and doesn't compromise the core gameplay at all.
Ready and willing.
And yes, there is some good DLC and some bad DLC. I don't like season passes when they ask you to buy a season pass and don't tell you what's going to be in the season pass. That's not very consumer friendly. You say pay $60 and only get half a game is bad. Yeah, the value proposition on some of that is not great. This is true. Oh man, Raphael is getting rushed down. I miss games that are finished upon release where more can come later. Yeah, I wonder how much of that is what's actually happening and what part of that can be avoided if you put out the, like, here's my plan. I have this game, I have this DLC. And I'm going to give you this game, and 3 months later, I will then announce this DLC. Versus, I have this game, and before it comes out, here's this DLC that's going to come out later. Like, if you don't tell me that there's this other thing waiting in the wings before this part comes out, I'm just going to perceive this as being the full game, and whatever you put out after is cherry on the top. But if you tell me that here's this game, and here's this DLC, now I think you cut out a chunk of the game in order to sell me it separate. But at the same time, I've also heard, I can't remember, unfortunately I don't have the source for this, but I feel like I've read somewhere that for a lot of companies, they actually announce that DLC before launch because that's the best time for them to advertise that stuff. Otherwise, the DLC just doesn't sell as well. Alright, Raphael. That's all on you, bro. There are actually games where DLC can build upon the core game as well. I will admit, I'm a little bit angry at Breath of the Wild 2. Which is weird in a way. I don't think you should be mad at Breath of the Wild 2. Granted, it is too early to judge Breath of the Wild 2. But also, it's too early to judge Breath of the Wild 2. They put out DLC after the fact. It had some stuff in it. And presumably this is going to be a considerably different experience. Well, to be fair, we don't know. But I don't think it's a problem that there is a Breath of the Wild 2 coming. Especially since they gave us DLC and added stuff after the fact. Like, I think they could let that game go. Who do we want to finish off? Yeah, we want Lawrence to finish this guy, if we can. Oh, he's not going to be able to. Damn. Okay. Hilda, that's your kill.
Another escape route blocked. We're nearly done. Take out those thieves and capture that last stronghold.
Okay, we're in a bit of a pickle here because they're going to run towards Raphael all by himself. The DLC wasn't good for Breath of the Wild 1, but the game was made to have DLC built upon the core and make a sequel be possible within the game itself without there needing to be a completely new game from scratch. Or where they are at least using the same assets. I think they're still using the same assets. And maybe their vision for what Breath of the Wild 2 is such that it is bigger than what would be feasible or to accommodate within a Breath of the Wild. Like, I feel like if they're making a whole other game, that they're probably gonna justify not building on, like, putting it out as just a DLC pack for Breath of the Wild 1.
Stay focused.
See, I personally wouldn't be too worried. They are for the second game, but am I wrong in the fact that the sequel can actually be made within the first one? We don't know that yet. I think it's too early to say. We don't know anything other than that what they had in that trailer, which didn't really say much. Maybe you're thinking too much into this. Like, if we were to release... Here's one. If we were to release... If Ocarina of Time had just come out, and Nintendo said, we wanted to do Majora's Mask, but sell that on a separate disc, would there be outrage that Majora's Mask was on a separate disc and not DLC for Ocarina of Time? Even though technically those games use the same assets, but that world is very different, the story they tell is very different. They added a bunch of different assets and gameplay mechanics, and even if it was the same framework at its core. Apologies for getting heated up. Man, it's okay. It's okay. I did ask you to share your gaming gripes, and of course you were going to be upset to some capacity, and you've kept it professional. It's totally okay. I will let you know if you are going offside. Yeah, nope, as in, like, would people be upset? Yeah, I think that was also a different time. I would look at the response now to the new Breath of the Wild. I have not heard anyone say, you know what, I am mad that you are the first person I have heard say Breath of the Wild 2 should have been DLC for Breath of the Wild 1. All I've heard up to this point, and maybe I'm in the minority, and I don't know it yet, is that everyone's just excited for another Zelda game, and they would be more than happy to spend full price on another Zelda experience. We live in an era where such a feat is possible to make for a game. Possible, but it doesn't make sense. And right now we don't know if it makes sense for Breath of the Wild 2 to exist as DLC for Breath of the Wild 1. Depending on the scope, depending on what they want to add to the game, depending on... Maybe they want to add a ton of new music and they want to reshape the world more dramatically than just using that same map. Who knows? One game I can point out that does such a thing is Hollow Knight. So, that's an interesting one. Because Silksong, I heard, started as DLC, but the scope of that became so large that they're actually spinning that off into a separate thing. So yeah, that's pretty much your Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And again, if it's... you might have too big of a dream. Maybe. But yeah, that's another one where I remember reading an interview of this started as DLC, but the scope of the game expanded to a point where it was better for them to sell it as a separate thing.
I won, naturally.
Ooh. Can she take the hit from the sword guy, though? That's my million-dollar question here. Alright, YOLO. Worst case, we're gonna hit rewind. Oh, she dodged it! Nice. Yeah, Triforce. I think what you are asking for, while it might be technically feasible, and maybe we will see that in the future when it's all streaming games, part of it's maybe not feasibility because we don't know what changes they're making, but also from a business perspective, if people are willing to buy it as a separate entity, they're going to keep selling it as a separate entity.
Won that.
How would you see or feel if a game actually did such a thing? Just making the game bigger with sequels to the main story, but built into the core of the first one, and not releasing more that way, in the way that an MMO does. Ah, there we go. So, kind of your Rocket Leagues, kind of like that, MMOs. If it makes sense within the context of the game and what they're selling, and if it makes sense as a business to continue to, like, if they can make money on that, sure, go for it. If it's consumer friendly and they can still do their thing, great. But for a single player game, if it makes sense, sure, and if they can do it. But I don't know all the things that's stopping games from doing that right now. That said, I've heard rumblings. To your point, Overwatch is one of those games where they've just iterated on it and iterated on it. Last I heard, I think it was StarCraft? Something at Blizzard got canceled so they can start working on Overwatch 2. This was on Kotaku. It was reported like a month or so back. So even a game that is one of those long-term service things still might get a sequel sold as a separate entity. There are rumors for a sequel to Overwatch, but we'll have to see at BlizzCon. Yeah, I don't think that sequel to Overwatch is going to get an... Oh, jeez. Just hope it doesn't involve more phones. This is true. This is true. Oh, wait. How many rewinds we got? We got 2 rewinds. Okay.
I got this.
Items. Let's go beat them up, and then we'll run Lysithea back here. She's got 1 more turn to survive. I've got to get everybody over. Okay, what can we...
Ready anytime.
Get going here. Nope, he's not going to reach. This is... I think I'm playing on casual, so if somebody dies, it shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, let's hit this guy the hardest.
I'm on it.
Let's get to it.
Ready when you are.
Who, me?
I stand ready.
Yeah, business models for games are funny. And I think they're going to change even more in the near future. Possibly sooner than we think. I think there is a chance that Google... If Google Stadia works as advertised... Okay, hold on. Let me take a step back. And Triform, you say, it's a good thing you can switch between weapons and abilities to see what does the most damage and makes the most sense against your opponents in this game. Absolutely true. It's the kind of the backbone of this whole experience is being able to... The game puts you in a bunch of situations and you have to weigh out what the best option is for you in the moment.
You were outmatched.
I'm concerned for Lysithea here because she's going to get hit twice. Here, if I back up here, she'll only get hit by 1 guy instead of 2. Or we take this guy. Oh, come on. There we go. Whip sword.
As expected.
Much better than Awakening. You just go with the weapon triangle and hope your weapon is better. I wouldn't say hope your weapon is better. I actually miss the weapon triangle in Three Houses. That is one of my criticisms of this game, is that I really miss the triangle. I love the rock, paper, scissors of really having to think about where your units are on the map and trying to make sure that your axe guys line up with their lance guys and your lance guys line up with their sword guys and so on. And here it just feels a little more straightforward than I'd like it to be. There's still some strategy in terms of getting the right people in the right spots, but it's a little more fluid. We will have to see if they bring it back for the next one. I think they took it away because of the way this game is designed. Just because, like, there's 3 different houses and they're not built evenly. Like, one is... The Black Eagles have more mage characters, the Golden Deer have more archers, and the Blue Lions have more like hand-to-hand. And you can reclass people however you want, and
thieves everywhere. I can't believe this is what the world
it just doesn't fit. The triangle doesn't fit because you don't know what composition of characters the player is going to have. I actually wrote an article explaining this exact thing of here, like the differences between the combat system in this versus others and why they took out the attack triangle. So the 3 houses are the actual triangle? Gasp. Yeah, the houses themselves, it's like a giant triangle. Dude, we haven't even gotten to the main mission yet. Hey, the Gautier Knights. But in a weird way, yes, the actual houses are the triangle.
My, thank you so much.
Professor, thank you for your help. We drove off the thieves and got a reward from my father. Job well done, eh? I spoke with my father after the battle. He confirmed that his intention was for me to claim the Lance of Ruin as my own.
Do you find it funny that the golden deers are shown upside down in the cover art? Like, why? No, I don't. I think they are the quirkier house. They don't have the same level of nobility as the other 2 houses. They're led by a fun-loving Claude.
I see why he thinks that's necessary. Still,
there's less pressure for them. They're kind of misfits.
If he was still alive, I wonder what he'd think of that.
It was actually funny. Let me switch my camera here. All right, I haven't shown this on stream yet, but I showed a picture of it on my Instagram. Ugh. But why upside down in the cover art? Just because it looked different, and they form a triangle there. So I bought some art at a convention, Fan Expo, a couple of weeks ago. It's this three-piece thing. Hopefully I don't wreck this on the way. So it's these 3 pictures. Let me zoom back. Try and kill the glare here. It's the 3 house leaders. You can't really see it, unfortunately. Let me kill the light here. So this one's Dimitri, and you got all the students below. Then you've got Edelgard with the students below, and you have Claude with the students below. And you fit them all together, and they form one giant piece. And it looks amazing. One of my favorites. I can't wait to hang this up. I need to get a frame that can fit all 3. But the thing was, when the artist posted this on Instagram, and thank you, looks cool. Yes, I think it looks amazing. I wish I could show all 3 out when they're all linked. But when she posted the picture, 2 of the 3, well, all 3 were like lined up this way, and people on her Instagram were like, why is Claude right side up? And so actually at the show, she had the first two right side up, and then Claude was upside down. So the picture didn't actually line up, just because people wanted it displayed with Claude upside down. So that's just become their thing now. Alright, let me put that back in my hard plastic sleeve. Haha, well that makes sense, I guess. They've made it a thing. And now people will not have it any other way. So yeah, it's still in this plastic protector because I don't have a frame yet. I need a really big frame, and I haven't had a chance to get one yet. You're still thinking about your brother, aren't you?
I suppose I am. Miquelon hated me from the moment he found out I had a crest and he didn't. He was selfish and egotistical.
Can always build your own frame. Suddenly you become a DIY channel.
But he earned it.
Actually,
I have to wonder though.
Another thing you missed while, because it's been a while since I've seen you here, but
and I didn't.
I took up spray paint art a couple of weeks ago. Switch back. I took up spray paint art a couple of weeks ago, and I actually spray painted this piece right here with the dark sky and the moon and the clouds. And I've actually gotten to thinking of like, huh, what if I stream doing this as a thing? There are some real technical logistics to making that work. I would have to figure out how to bring all this streaming equipment outside. I would probably need multiple cameras. But I think it would be great, like, to watch me go through the process of spray painting all that stuff. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I would probably need better gear. I'm not a particularly good artist. I thought this one turned out pretty well though. For my fifth. That was my fifth ever painting spray paint art, and the first four look okay as well, but that one's my favorite. I know, life is happening. Sorry about that, but we have different time zones, which makes it always hard to catch yours, Double Jump, and many others. Dude, don't worry about it. I'm teasing you. I think it is amazing that you showed up at all for my streams, and I appreciate you for that. Yeah, let me hit air horn for you. There we go. It means a lot, like,
right,
hearing from you that, like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you stayed up to hang out. That's ridiculous. I appreciate it, though.
I don't pray much, but I think I'm going to pray for those who lost their lives to the thieves tonight, and for all of us. I'm afraid there are more days like these coming our way.
Yep. Do watch the VODs when I can. As for your art, I like it. Looks good. Thank you. And I appreciate you watching the VOD as well when you can.
Until about 10 years ago, our region was a battlefield for the people of the Sreng region to the north. And
I hope you enjoy it, and I appreciate your support.
The whole kingdom became unstable, so it's no real surprise that more and more people are resorting to thievery just to survive.
One thing that's probably gonna happen. It's almost like 3:20. Yeah, that's crazy late. One thing that's I'm hoping to do on this channel at some point before the end of the year. I think we're ramping up for the Extra Life Marathon soon. After that, going to start looking into doing some D&D streams, which I know you have experience with. There are members of my Boss Rush crew that are experienced in D&D, and we're going to do at least one stream where they teach us who haven't played D&D before, like, how to play, and I can start figuring out the logistics of how do I stream D&D, and, like, the type of equipment we'd need, and the way I'd want to lay out this page in order to facilitate that. But it is something we are looking into doing at some point, and I know you have experience in doing that as well. Not trying to take your viewers or anything.
And there are those rumors of the current regent being too busy chasing the ladies to bother with governing. Don't worry, I get the irony.
You are both a DM and a player with it.
The whole damn kingdom is in decline because of nonsense like that. I'm hoping once we get Dimitri on the throne, everything will get better.
I have never played D&D.
Anyway,
I have done...
I'll leave it up to you to decide how you want to use our reward.
I've played lots of games that have D&D mechanics in them. Or
And
their own
Professor,
twist on D&D.
If I could, I'd still like to buy you a meal sometime. No, I'm just asking a friend to hang out, that's all. Again, though, thank you for everything, Professor. I couldn't have done it alone.
Da-da-da-da. Oh man, we have so long to go until we get to the actual mission. I don't know if we're actually going to get to the mission on this stream. I will try. Oh, please take it away. Oh, please take away if it can help. Been having many issues with my own stream stuff. Getting back soon, hopefully, but you know I don't like talking about it on other people's channels chats. Always seem disrespectful, even if we aren't a huge crowd in here at the moment. I mean, having issues with your own stream stuff, getting back soon, hopefully. No, it's okay. Like, what type of stuff, if I may ask? What type of stream stuff are you having issues with? Alright, let's love... Oh yeah, I was gonna auto... No, what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna teach these kids. Show them the right way. Oh, I didn't realize you had a hidden talent with the sword.
It was quite a... easier than
Yeah, talking about your own channel and other people's stuff, I am permitting it. I will allow it. But yes, there's definitely times where it's not cool. And sometimes I end up doing, like, when I watch other people's channels and I mention, like, oh, I'm streaming later, and like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
I've really grown.
Click live won't go live. Click record won't record. Anything else works fine, but I just won't go live even though it has the right stream key. Huh. Do you know what the error message says? You might be able to... You might be able to deduce what it is if you look in the log file. Just worked earlier when I recorded for fun, some banner stuff locally. Okay.
Hey, that...
Yeah, I wonder what it could be. If you got the stream key right. Oh, I didn't want to level up that much stuff. Aw, man. Are you using only OBS or Streamlabs OBS or potentially something else? I use classic OBS, regular OBS. Streamlabs OBS I have a little bit of experience with it. It doesn't really run on my computer, so I don't use it that much. Ah, you switched over to Streamlabs. Okay. There's... Oh man, I wrote...
That was pretty...
Because there's a way to get your log file in stream... Liked it more because of how much streamlined it seemed. Yeah, that's a common thing from a lot of people. It does simplify some stuff, and like... I literally could not use it. It doesn't work for my setup at all, so I just don't. But I've heard other people say that they have issues with it eating up too much CPU relative to regular OBS. So, I mean, go with what works for you. The thing I would recommend, and I can't remember how to pull up log files in Streamlabs OBS. In regular OBS, I just have to click like 2 buttons and it's there. In Streamlabs, you have to go through like your folder structure and type in a very specific thing. But if you can look into your log files and find out like what happened as you tried to go live and why it failed, you might have the answer there. Yeah, only problem is it takes a little extra CPU power than regular OBS.
Professor.
I think Grimori is like the highest one, so yeah, you focus on that. You have to go so many things. It's annoying. It's like when you need to fix a .txt file for some game to work. Just why can't you get it? Why can't you just work when needed? Yep, this is why I don't play PC games.
Ready?
I just want to plug it and play. And on
Very
PC,
well, if we must.
granted my experience, I haven't really played a PC game since the early 2000s, but I was really put off by PC games when I couldn't run Doom on my 386.
I'm beginning
After that, I was like, nah, I don't want anything to do with this ecosystem.
I think I get it now.
I feel like I get it now.
How's this gonna help?
It's all becoming clearer.
Yeah, also, after the stream, I will try... Won't play any more PC games at all, or is it just for streams? At all. I don't play PC anything. Let me try Triform Streamlabs log files. Not any game with PC that has caught your interest. There have been games in the past, like I can't name any off the top of my head that I'm like, yes, I would want to go to PC to play that. But I had bad experiences a long time ago on PC, and I didn't want to deal with that again. So I don't. I play on anything other than a PC. The moment you tell me that my game isn't installed perfectly and I can just play it as is, I don't want it. Or the fact that, oh, I have to upgrade my graphics card in order to play the next thing. Or, like, I can just deal with this graphics card and over the years it's just going to get gradually worse. Like, no. Just give me this thing and I don't have to worry about it for a while. Nice. I need to acquire a capture card sometime soon. Why are people adventuring right now? Man. Controversial decision here. Actually, no, let's paralog. Let's do some paralogs this stream. That's what we're going to do this stream. We'll do a pair of paralogs, and then that'll be the stream. Would probably be easier than having to go live from the PS4 software itself.
Perfection. Oh, these tea leaves are just divine.
I don't...
Quite the impressive selection, if I do say so myself.
It's probably easier to just go live on the PS4, but your options are really limited in terms of what you can do. Not having any layout options or anything like that. That's tough.
Lawrence, so this is where you are.
Hello, Cyril.
Made me really angry when Atlas made it non-impossible to stream via PS4 with Persona 5. Yeah, Atlas has done some really weird stuff with their games in terms of not being able to stream stuff in them. Blaze Blue Tag, which is it's a fighting game, and you can't stream past chapter 1. And like the story was gonna be dumb anyway.
No. I've got a thing for you. It's a letter. All right. Well, don't say I didn't deliver it.
Oh yeah, plus that weird black box that sometimes pops up for the PS4 streams. Yep.
A letter for me, is it? Curious. Let's see what we have here.
What's going on? So who's it from? Is that a love letter? Let's say who's it from.
Hello, Professor. It is a rare correspondence from my father, as it happens. Some difficulty with Acheron, apparently. My father wishes me to return home and settle it. A young lord whose domain borders my father's.
I need to look into upgrading my capture card as well. On another note, do you have any questions regarding D&D? one, how do you play D&D? Yeah, we're gonna do a stream at some point before the end of the year where someone who is more experienced at D&D than I will teach us how to play, and then we can talk through the logistics of how we stream it. So at this point in time, I don't have any questions other than how do you play D&D, but that'll be answered in time.
It is an old bridge across the Aramid River, a key crossing between Alliance and Empire territory. Acheron controls the land on the northern side. Controlling such an essential location gives him quite a bit of clout, which he is ever so eager to deploy toward the purpose of stirring up trouble. This time, he is dredging up an old
You play a
border
character
dispute
which you
that
have
was supposed
created,
to be settled
depends
some
on what
time
kind
ago.
of player you are.
He has even begun to dispatch military force. It is best we rout his troops before they
Yeah,
cross
like,
it.
I get, like, the basics of, like, in terms of, like, everyone plays a role, and there's a DM, and they guide you through the experience, and you make decisions along the way, but, like, the actual mechanics of it... And there's a dice, sometimes. I think. D20s and such.
To my father, Acheron is insignificant in the face of far more pressing political
I personally am more the actor kind, so we'll go into more depth of acting the character.
Other houses wield far greater power and influence.
I don't
Gondor,
know what kind of
Adelia,
D&D player I
Edmund,
would be,
and of course
because I
Regan.
haven't played it, but
To make
we'll
his
see.
voice
I don't
heard
think
at
I
the
would be
round
the
table
actor type.
conferences, My father must keep up relations with them. That is simply the way the Leicester Alliance works. It was, after all, founded with the goal of freedom from Fargus. We prize that independence highly, even if it occasionally hinders cooperation.
The mechanics can be taken in steps. The easiest everybody knows is you roll the dice and see what the outcome is.
There is often talk of mutual aid, but the truth is that each noble acts to maximize personal benefit. At the moment, the Regan dukedom is in no state to keep those conflicting motivations in check. So while the Alliance may appear to be at peace, the reality is that internal conflict is a routine matter. Of course, this leaves me precious little time to sit back and enjoy a cup of tea. Alas, I must be off. Since you're here, perhaps you would care to accompany me on this little errand? I have no fear of Acheron, but it could be valuable for you to experience these political nuances firsthand.
Probably just gonna
The fate
fight.
of the Alliance will someday rest upon my shoulders, so it is important to me that those I deal with understand its workings. What say you to broadening your horizons?
Man, I hate this guy so much.
Excellent.
Would love
Let
to
us be
sit
away
down
at
and go
once.
into more depth
I
with
shall
you
leave
about
the finer
D&D over a
details of
call or
preparation
something.
in your
I'll keep you in
capable
mind.
hands.
For sure. I'm not ready to talk about it in serious right now, and I will start with Jason, who I've promised he would be the one to teach me like the gist of this on stream. But you're welcome to join us when we do have that conversation. Yeah, hoping to live stream it in case anybody else has any. Don't think I have you on Discord. No, we are on Twitter and Instagram. That would be awesome. Yeah, so when I guess the whole idea is that at some point when we're actually ready to have that conversation of teach me how to play D&D, I'm going to public live stream that, so if anybody else is interested in learning how to play D&D, they can tune in as well. Can we sit Ignatz? He's like the most leveled guy on the team. And we should have Pretty Boy up there too, right? Oh yeah, we can sit like Scythia. Yikes. Yeah, we're gonna put Raphael up front. And okay, we're fine with that.
Far more enemies than I expected. I am glad you decided to come with us, Professor.
Oh, and here I thought Count Gloucester would be too busy to send his soldiers.
Let them come
here.
to you. Usually the best tactic. Yep.
Ah, well, it doesn't matter. I'll just have to deal with you little meddlers swiftly and decisively.
That is Acheron. If we can deal with him, that ought to scare the rest of these rats off. We need not actually kill him. So long as we cut his escape off convincingly enough, that should suffice.
Acheron's forces will try and seize as much territory as they can. Be careful not to let them capture your defended location. Completely forgot there was a character like that.
Incidentally, take note of those drawbridges. They can only be operated from one of the banks.
Mustache twirling British stuck up.
We may be able to use that to our advantage.
Okay, so what are we talking about here, wall-wise? It doesn't look like we can make any progress right now. There's too many people, so we'll fall back. We will have her.
I got this.
That.
Let's get to it.
Leonie, you back up. You
Stay
go
focused.
here. Sylvain, you go here.
Ready and willing.
You go here.
Honey?
Let us away.
There we go. Now we run it. Hodrick, fetch me some tea and biscuits. I feel too upset by this buffoon of a professor.
Predictable.
Slice and dice. Oh, just one slice. No dice.
Such power dwells within?
So yeah, back to your ambitions of getting a Nintendo Switch. So besides Fire Emblem, what game or games were you interested in picking up? I take it you have at least some interest in Breath of the Wild, even though we're not going to get Breath of the Wild 2 in Breath of the Wild 1. What other stuff do you want to play?
I expected as much.
Yeah, I still don't think it's worth it for this whole squad to be out in the open like this. Oh, okay. Shoot, Flame's still gonna get tagged. Everybody here's gonna get tagged. Okay, well, run it. We'll see what happens. Oh wait, Flame moved back one. Link's okay. Whoa, about a bunch of games there. Octopath Traveler. I have not played that one, but I've heard lots of great things. Octopath Traveler, though, I think that's out on PC. So if you wanted to save some money on that, you could get that on PC right now, I believe. Definitely Breath of the Wild. Yep. Mario Odyssey. Fantastic Mario game. Let's Go Pikachu. Let's Go Eevee. Alright, that's a solid game as well. And I noticed on the Double Jump stream that you definitely had some affinity towards the Pokemon franchise. Oh, I don't want to waste my good sword like that.
Didn't give it your all.
It's like 60 bucks on PC. Ah, okay.
Too slow.
Sword and Shield, yes. I'm excited for that as well. And Smash. Alright. Yeah, that's a pretty solid lineup. Oh, shoot. Oh, no.
I can't let
Oh, no. Oh, no. Cyril, please. Cyril didn't move, right? Okay.
Ready when you are.
Let's try that again. Possibly Luigi's Mansion 3. Mario Rabbids Kingdom. Love me some XCOM games. Yes. Mario Rabbids is a fantastic game. And if you like XCOM, you will like this as well. Uh-oh. Raphael might get messed up here, too. Raphael does get messed up. Ah. This is bad. This is really bad. Stardew Valley again. Again, got it. The triple dip.
Obvious.
Cadence of Hyrule. Yep. Wow. Okay, I think
I'm still.
this is not a great run. All right, how do we do this? I think I know what we have to do. All right.
Let's get to
YOLO!
I call that a win.
Let us away.
I stand ready.
Just Dance 2 because I like those games for the workout you can get from them. Okay, yeah, Just Dance is fun. So here's a question for you then. Getting on topic, well, getting hip with the news. What did you think of Ring Fit Adventure?
Who, me?
Who, me?
Yeah, Nintendo revealed their new exercise experience today, and
Sorry, did I hurt you?
mixing the elements of exercise with a JRPG.
Don't expect.
Stay focused.
It was like the Wii Fit all over
Each
again.
battle, a chance to grow.
Ready when you are.
Yes and no. I feel like, yes, it's an exercise thing. It's not for the core gamer demographic. Generally not made for you and me. That said, I really like I like the structure of it. I love the idea of taking exercise and
Ready and
putting
willing.
it within the framework of a more traditional game. It looks...
Don't hold this against me, okay?
What was I gonna say?
Never underestimate
It looks like
an
something I would be more likely to play. I think my issue with Wii Fit was that Wii Fit was just an exercise tool. It had mini games in it, but
I'm impressed.
that was just a thing to help you exercise. And after you do that mini game and you do the 10 squats and the trainer says good job, like there wasn't really more to it than that. But with this Ring Adventure thing, it looks like there's more to it, and it looks like it's more in the trappings of a traditional video game. And that seems more appealing to me. Giving me a purpose for my exercise other than just exercising. Who wants to just exercise? So we went a completely different route there. We tried to play it passive, and now we just went all out offense. And then Triform says, that said, I'm not a fan of Labo, but I'm amazed by what people have made. Just give me a new Sports Champions and I will be happy. Yeah, I never played Sports Champions on the PS4. And in terms of Labo... Oh, sorry, computer stuff.
Now.
Yeah, I've got some right here, actually. And I'm dropping it. Oh man, I have not streamed this. Yeah, I got the fishing rod thing here. Oh man, my team got blown up. What the heck? Yeah, we've got the fishing rod here. This is my favorite Labo thing, and the magic of this is that so the controller rumbles when a fish bites. For one, it feels like that, but like. The other, who doesn't love fishing? Yes, this is the best thing on Nintendo Labo. I think they could have actually made a full game of fishing on Nintendo Labo because it's a lot of fun. And the magic of this is that there's like rubber bands and a spindle in this box so that as you're reeling and pulling, like this recoils back. This is not me dropping it. Like that's that's the actual spindle pulling it back. So when you're fishing and you're winding the rod, which also clicks, and you can hear that, by the way, as you're reeling it in and you're pulling, this box is also pulling back, providing resistance. So it's not just like I'm air fishing and there's no tension. This thing has tension to it, so it actually gives you that sensation of trying to pull in a fish, and it's really cool. You are talking to a person who has wasted days just fishing in games that allow it. And this has a little more depth than they teach you in the game. There's no demo, or like there's no instructions. It's just kind of go fish. But you can actually like catch a smaller fish to then get eaten by a bigger fish to then get eaten by the biggest fish. So I really think they could have made that into a whole thing if they wanted to. And my team is frozen here, and that's not good.
Be mindful.
Ooh, we got to... Yeah, we got to take this guy out for Marianne. My best fishing experience is Final Fantasy 15, where I battled the fish for 2 hours straight with only one small break. Dude, that's dedication. That's dedication. Kudos to you, man. Are you serious, Flame? No, you can't get 3... This is a problem. This is a problem. Okay. You're gonna be the most dangerous one of this bunch, so we're knocking you out.
Should have trained better.
Yeah, 2 hours on one fishing battle. That is insane. Kudos to you. Also, I need to change this camera back. I had the worst fishing rod trying to catch a very difficult type of fish, but was also quite big. It's a bad cocktail. I can imagine. Oh, shoot. I wanted to heal people, but... I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm going to waste all my items here. And Marianne's going to have to take these guys out.
Afford to lose.
Ah, damn. Archer on Pegasus. Yep. At least Flame can heal this guy.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. I could have done... I think I could have done Restore. But, well... May the odds be ever in my favor.
Have you found something nice? Go ahead and hand it over.
Did more guys just show up?
Thieves, do not allow them to escape.
Why does it sound like he's talking to a small pooch? Good dodge, Marianne. Yeah, before we got sidetracked by fishing, sounds like you've got like a really healthy list of Nintendo Switch games to play when you eventually get your console. Do you plan on getting a regular Switch or a Switch Lite?
Appreciated.
Ba, ba, ba. Yep.
I'm not just some kid.
Tell him, Cyril.
That was amazing.
Lawrence, can you take this guy out? Yep. No! Okay, at least you blocked the magic. That was good. The Switch Lite can go to the depths of the sea. Man, you and I are just like on completely opposite wavelengths. I respect your opinion. And personally, I wouldn't buy a Switch Lite either. So I guess we will be in agreement on that. I saw it in real life a couple of weeks ago at Fan Expo. And, oh geez, why is everybody missing their attacks on this guy? It's a really nice unit, I will say. It looks really nice. It's smaller than I thought it would be. Like, not quite small enough to fit in your pocket, but it is small enough that if you were trying to buy, if you were looking for a more portable Switch, that would be what you were looking for. At least closer in size to what you were looking for. I understand why people like it, but I do want more oomph with the components to get more out of my games. Yeah, I think processor-wise, like, they're the same. The battery's not going to be as good as the upgraded Switch. The big... Same way the Nintendo 3D 2... Yeah. I think the big thing is, like, you can't dock a Switch Lite. Which kills the fundamental appeal of the Switch. And, like, if I had a Switch Lite, I couldn't stream this right now. Because it just doesn't have the hooks for that. So who are we trying to stop right now? We want to stop those thieves. And probably get that drawbridge down as well. So we can probably start making a break for it. Yeah, the Switch Lite, really cool unit, but like not having the ability to dock it is going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people. Yeah, but docking is meant to be like overclocking a PC. Get that little extra juice. I guess, yeah, docked and undocked, it does run a little differently as well. This is true. You're right in that part. I missed that. Yeah, well, certain games will run at like 900p in dock mode, then an undocked they run a little lower. But at the same time, no, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. You are right. How are the Joy-Cons in your opinion? It depends on the context in which you are using them. I think within the context... So here, for example, I'm using the Pro Controller right now.
Nobles must be
Joy-Cons within the context of playing it portably works great. Joy-Cons plugged into the Joy-Con grip, awful. It is like the worst controller packed into a console. Buy a Pro Controller immediately. I will say though, as a pro tip, and I've talked about these a couple times, but I highly recommend, try them out at a local GameStop. They feel so small in my hand that it can easily cramp up. Playing it portably, it's fine, but yes, in that grip, I think it's an awful controller. It works a little better than I thought it would, but it's still not. Like, I'm so glad I bought a Pro Controller that I would never play it with the Joy-Cons as in that traditional grip form otherwise. But playing portably, a lot of like indie games and 2D games require a D-pad, and your regular left Joy-Con... Oh, and I dropped it. Regular left Joy-Con doesn't have that. It's got like the buttons, and I can't stand those. Cannot stand those. So instead, I've got this. So this is the Hori left Joy-Con with the D-pad on it. They're relatively cheap, and if you're playing portably, this is a great way of getting a D-pad on your Switch. You can only use this in portable mode. You can't use this in a Joy-Con grip. But if you just need a D-pad on your Switch, this is a great way to do it. Actually, hopefully I don't break anything here. Awesome, thanks for the tip. You're welcome. I liked it so much, I bought it twice. I've got the Zelda one over here, and the Super Mario one over here, just so I could mix up the looks on my Switch. I love the fashion, the ability to kind of switch out the Joy-Cons to make your Switch look different from everybody else's with the different combos. So there you go. Alright, where were we? Let's go take out this drawbridge. Is your switch a special one as well, or the normal one? It's a normal one. It's a launch day switch. Dang.
That one is expected.
For example, my 3DS is the Smash Brothers version. Yeah, no, just the regular Switch.
Whoops. Look at you!
Can I knock down the bridge? Oh, yes, I can. Huh. Okay. I don't think I'm ready for that right now. We've got a bunch of people coming in on this side. And we will wait for them to come to us. Well, some of them will wait. Who do I need to heal? Oh, Marianne can heal this guy right here. Oh.
Sorry.
And... oh, they're all gonna go after Sylvain? That's no good. Yeah, I'd rather them go after me. Actually, give him a training lance. And we'll stand over here. Good dodge. Nope. By the way, I've noticed a lot lately that many streams use the plugin with voice to text happening. Yeah, this one's not... I'm not using a plugin. I'm using like a website that has web captioner here. I've seen some different solutions. I'm open to trying some other ones. This is the one that I went with right now. I ran into one that looked a lot nicer, but it had some issues with how it shows the text on screen. Where, like, if I was talking, if I had like this long rambly sentence, it would just stretch all the way across the screen and beyond. And I didn't like how that looked, because then it would require me to like speak in very short phrases. So I went with this one because it's reliable and it's going to keep the text in a box, but I don't like that it's in a box. I wish it was text sitting over top of the gameplay itself, like normal closed captions in a movie. But you're guessing streamers are using it for people with hearing problems. Some are. I think it's definitely an accessibility option, so for people who can't hear the stream, it helps. But even if, like, I've got it in... I don't know, if for some reason I can't really hear the streamer right now, but I can, like, glance at the screen and see what they're talking about. That helps as well. And so I like it for the accessibility. Having more people... having the ability to enjoy the stream is... yeah, I'm totally open for that. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. So let's back up and reconsider our stance here. She's gonna kill him. Damn, I want to get Cyril a kill here, but he is too weak. Too strong. Alright, we're just gonna get these hits in where we can.
What?
Who do we... oh, Flame could get that hit in. Yeah, that would be great.
father will be pleased.
Quick question. The scene transitions you are using, because I'm always working on getting better at the department. Did you make it yourself? I'm always trying to get better at making overlays, transitions, etc. That is an excellent question, and no, I did not. This is actually a free transition I got on... Is it Nerd or Die? There are sites that have, like, overlay packages, and they have pieces you can get for free. And so this is the one I got for free. I watched a tutorial a while back that was like, here's how you add transitions to your layouts. And they were like, yeah, to start, try this free one. And so I did. And it looks pretty good. It does add some strain to the CPU, so it might cause your computer to chug as you are transitioning. So that's something to note. And my stream would probably run a bit smoother if I didn't have the transition, but I like the look of it. So I take that hit and I try and balance it out to make it work. At some point, I would like to pay to have someone like go into After Effects or whatever and design one for me. But I'm not ready for that at this point in time. Yeah, if you Google, like, free streaming overlays, you'll probably find places that also give away transitions. And, like, just to start, for the purposes of you starting out, like, you can get a good-looking one that's free, pop it on your stream, and then if you have the skills to, like, make one yourself, even better. I have one myself from Nerd or Die. Okay, there you go. So yeah, just pop that in and you're good.
Sweet dreams. I expected as much. That worked out.
But yeah, once you do get your stream going back up again, I know a while back you streamed Banner Saga, and I watched a bit of the VOD here and there. Like, what's your master plan for streaming? Like, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to stream? I know it's a really tough question. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. But yeah, I think after it took me like a year just to get my. But overlay I'm using is something I made myself. It just needs to look better, needs to be better, which is why if you got time at some point, hey, this is what you can do better. Okay, I wouldn't consider myself an overlay expert. I definitely am not the prettiest designer at all, and I just kind of hack things together myself. But yeah, I could look at your stuff at some point and see if I could make any suggestions at all. I can't remember, do I have to beat this in 6 turns or just like beat the bad guy in 6? Yeah, from the guides I've been watching, the trend in layout design is minimalism. Trying to have as few, like, overlay elements on the screen as you can. Like, for example, I have, like, the recent sub, recent cheer, recent tip, like, all showing on the screen at the same time. People are starting to move to simplify that even further, where it's just like we show one metric at a time and we rotate through each one so that it's just taking up this piece of the screen versus this entire bottom row. that actually requires a different a system for notifications, or like to pull that in. Because right now I pull that in from... I think I pull that in from Streamlabs, and I think you need something else to do the rotating thing, like Muxy or something. What would I like to stream? A variety of games, but mostly RPGs. Long-term plans, hopefully it can be something full-time alongside the website and such. Ooh. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you get to everywhere you want to go with your streaming. Damn.
Should have trained better. Huh. Ugh.
Yeah. Yep. With the website, the Triform Trinity Empire. Is she gonna like smash these dudes into oblivion? Yeah, Hilda's really good. Alright, Cyril, finally!
Guess I'm pretty strong.
Yeah, okay there, buddy. You tell yourself that. If I knock down this bridge... Okay, I'm not scared of anybody there. Let's run to the bridge now. As for the overlay thingamajiggy, sometimes too much minimalism can also be a problem, at least to me. I mean, you're free to design your overlay however you like. The trend is more as few things on the screen as possible. Like, personally, I guess there's also the debate about having the webcam over top of the gameplay versus having the gameplay smaller and having the webcam off to the side. I switched over. I personally prefer the webcam off to the side and then the gameplay is its own box. The feedback I got was people like the full screen gameplay even if my webcam is sitting over top of it. So that's what I've been going with ever since. It does strain the CPU a little more than the other way around, but people seem to enjoy this particular layout more, so that's what we go with. When I stream with other gamers, though, like I had to... last week I was streaming Paladins with my brother, and I find that, yeah, having two webcams over top of the gameplay, that's too much. So for that, I went back to gameplay or webcam to the side.
Really nice.
Yeah, if you're interested, I actually listen. There's a couple of YouTube channels I watch of people who provide these sorts of guides and information. On just like best practices and tips on how to improve your stream. Some I would recommend. I love Alpha Gaming. I think his stuff's great. I love Ashney Christ's stuff. She has a podcast. She has a YouTube channel. Gaming Careers is a really good one as well. And Epis Vox for more of the technical stuff. Oh man, I could have just been like busting shots from all the way out here. Oh, nice. We're gonna keep... Nah, Flame can come with. And Lawrence can come with. Sure, can you send me a DM about it? Okay, I'll try and make a note for that too. Advice people. Yeah, I'll send you links to those channels. Oh, shoot. Oh, I didn't protect the base. Oh, one of the thieves bailed. Alright, Cyril, it's up to you, kid. Damn it. Are you not going for the extra stuff lying on the ground?
You lost to me.
Which extra stuff? Oh, oh yeah, the glowy things. Sometimes, not really. They give you, like, items here and there. It's usually, sometimes it's really good stuff. But yeah, I don't necessarily go out of my way for it. Get him, Leonie. She's gonna get blasted by that guy if... But So there's the other thing about Fire Emblem. I don't really care for the loot. I actually store my best weapons and I don't use them most of the time. I'll fight with just like a steel sword through the whole game. Because I always like, I need to save my good weapon for when I really need it, and then I never really need it. There, I will get this purple thing for you. Vulnerary. Okay, that's fine. I already had 3 of those. Or 2 more of those. This bridge isn't going to help me at all. If the boss is running this way. Let's just go and kill these dudes.
As expected.
3 turns left, so we gotta shut this guy up.
Too easy.
Get him, Claude. Oh. Boom.
You're outclassed.
Okay. Huh. Can we pick this guy off from here? Yeah, we can. Not gonna kill, but...
I did hear that some good-for-nothing inherited this territory. I guess that's you, then.
Who do you think you are? I'm not a good-for-nothing. You are!
If you were actually good for anything at all, I'd at least expect you to recognize who I am.
Yeah, tell him, Claude. That even twiddling the mustache after getting shot in the chest with an arrow. Okay, let's finish these clowns off. Sure.
I would...
Mustache twirling British. So yeah, well, you were in England. What did you see? Let's compare notes. I was in England for a week, like the week before you got there, and then after that my wife and I went to Paris. So what you get to see and do? All I know is I know you saw later levels while you were out there. Okay. Oh, Marianne's like super leveled up here. Can we just get her out of the way? And just heal someone? Yeah, she can heal Leonie.
Did the trick.
Nice. I don't know if she can hit anybody here. No. Okay. We'll just get her out of this fight for now then. Cyril! Do the thing. Nice.
That worked out. I'll keep it up.
Yeah, if I smack him with the axe, then that should end it. Let's see if we can squeeze out any more XP anywhere else. I don't think so. Oh, there's this guy we could... No. No one's going to be able to hit him. Oh, Sylvain might. Yeah, chuck an axe at him. Or a javelin. There we go.
Be gone.
Can Flame get the kill here? That would be nice. Nope, absolutely not. Alright, smack him.
Wait! I lose! I give up! I surrender! Please don't kill me!
You have my thanks, Professor. Please go on ahead. I will clean up here and then report to my father. See you back at the monastery.
Ta-da! Man, we made... Okay, we got two paralogs out in the stream, but we didn't move forward any in the chapter. It's still something. Alright, we're gonna end it here. We're gonna save. Sorry I had to go for a second, getting some water. Ah, okay.
Your assistance in this...
That's okay. We're actually about to, we'll finish up this cutscene and then we will wrap it up. Well done, winning, huzzah! Thank you.
The Alliance was able to nip this internal conflict in the bud.
I was saying while you were getting water. How was England? What did you get to see and do? I know you saw later levels in that one picture I commented on.
He has written a pledge
there
to
you
my
go.
father, swearing never to cause trouble about the border again. Of course, he is hardly the type to bind himself in good faith to anything written on paper. But Acheron has many connections, both in the Alliance and in the Empire. To remove him entirely would cause more conflict. We will just have to watch him closely for now. Indeed. I do plan to eliminate him eventually, however. He is nothing but trouble. Incidentally, there was one other benefit to embarking upon this errand. Have a look at this. The magic staff Thyrsus. A relic passed down
so
through House
thirsty.
Gloucester for generations. It seems my father has finally recognized my ability. Apparently, he had been considering entrusting this relic to me for some time. He has had precious few opportunities to take to the field of battle personally of late. Doubtless, by giving this to me, he intends to send the message that I must work even harder.
Oh, sorry, drop stuff.
I will certainly continue to do my utmost, but I am by no means completely subservient to his will.
I saw Kim, the lawful geek, Thoreau, which is both surprising and really awesome. Kinjarshi and a few other bloggers. Got to see Eli, Leon-C, Cambridge, and London. A little bit of Stansted too was quite awesome. I have not seen most of those. I might have been to Cambridge. I can't remember.
While that is important, I prefer to consider the greater good when I make decisions. I believe that is a noble's duty.
Yeah, this time around we spent most of our time in London.
Now,
I
for
did
the
see
time
Stonehenge
being,
this
I
time
trust
around.
you to decide how we may best make use of Thyrsus.
I have been to Liverpool as well.
For the moment, I think you
And
are in the
where's
best position to
my
apply it to the
wife's
betterment of all folk.
uncle is somewhere in England. I can't remember where. We had to take a train
Quite
to get
honest,
there.
I'm not certain I feel ready to decide the fate of a relic on my own just yet.
Man, would love to see Stonehenge sometime. It was really cool. I thought it wouldn't be as cool as it actually was. The idea of like, how did civilization at the time make that thing?
Treat you to tea.
And drag those rocks and stack them just so it's something. It's something for sure. Yeah, what else did we see? I did an entire live stream a while back breaking down my trips to London and Paris, and I had like a slideshow and we went through hundreds of photos. If you were interested in seeing my particular trip, it's all there for you if you want. Instruct automatically, I don't care.
Professor.
Okay. Do you want to become a cavalry? Yeah, sure. Do that. Oh. Claude, eh? Tell me your secrets.
Hey, Teach, hold on a minute, okay? I'm gonna have this cleared up in no time. Nah, that's okay. I'll be finished soon. I'm just in the middle of mixing up a new poison. And done.
Poison?
What do you think of that, Teach? A colorless, odorless poison. Say, care to test it out for me? Whoa, really? Actually, I was just kidding. If you drink this, in 2 days' time, you'll have terrible, let's call it stomach trouble. I hear your silent question, Teach. Why the delay? That's so it can be used even if you don't have access to the target when you need the poison to take effect. Naturally, I have no immediate plans for this stuff. I suppose I just felt like broadening the old horizons a bit. When devising schemes, it's best to have as many options at your disposal.
Oh.
Well, I grew up in an environment where it was necessary to think that way. It's like I told you before, I wasn't born into a life of luxury. Ever since I was a child, I've always been seen as different from those around me. I've been resented and hated. There have even been attempts on my life. I don't believe I've earned such treatment, but that's how it goes for people like me.
Poison is a coward's
Thanks,
weapon.
You know, in many ways, I'm just a normal person like everyone else. But in the right environment, anyone could be seen as an outsider. It can become overwhelming. And that's why I kept running, kept fighting. As a kid, I spent a lot of time licking my wounds and coming up with schemes, trying to keep my nose out of trouble.
We shall meet on the battlefield face to face. Our battle will be legendary. For sure.
My parents always told me I wouldn't grow stronger if I didn't learn to fight my own battles. And so in the end, I did. And I grew up to be as independent, as self-reliant as my parents always wished for me to be. Lucky me, right?
You grew up well, let's say that.
If anyone knows what I'm talking about, it must be you, eh, Teach? I get the feeling you know what it's like to be an outsider.
Wow.
The moment I first laid eyes on you, I knew you weren't like everyone else. People don't care for folks like that. You do well to watch your back. On the bright side, that's also part of the reason that I find you so interesting.
So interesting, eh? Ah, B. One day we will put a ring on it. Oh, Claude. Oh, whose birthday is it? Cyril's birthday. Yeah, we'll send him some flowers.
Professor, it is finished.
What's finished? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were pulling weeds or something.
My efforts have borne fruit.
I think I get it now.
Aha! I'm getting it. I understand more every day.
Good job, kids. You learned the things. Imagine if you could be douche to everyone in this game. Yeah. It would be a very different game. Maybe next gen. Or maybe they will build that Fire Emblem 4 houses and you'd have 4 houses, and also you could be a jerk to your students. Alright, man. I'm gonna get going. Thank you so much, Triform, for hanging out, especially since it's so late. I hope you're able to adjust your sleep schedule, because you shouldn't be staying up. Get some sleep, man. Teachers, that's tough but firm. But that's not how Japanese games work. But yeah, thank you for dropping by. Totally appreciate the company. Trinity is fine. Okay. Trinity, and I'll try and remember to send you the links to some of the like advice creators that I follow as well, who have some really solid advice on like building up your building out your overlays and technical stuff and branding and how to behave on stream when you're on camera. I've been going down the rabbit hole on a lot of that stuff. It's been some good advice. I've also seen some really sketchy stuff. There are some purported stream coaches who are charging, I've seen, upwards of hundreds of dollars, and they themselves don't have a lot going on their Twitch channel. There was one particular stream coach I saw who was charging $400 for a streaming package, and their own stream only had 300 followers on it. Not necessarily saying that someone with only 300 followers on Twitch can't provide $400 worth of coaching, but I think in these very early times of streaming and streaming advice, I think it's tough to sell your services at that much when you don't have a proof of concept that you can be a successful coach, or at least be successful as a streamer yourself. So yeah, be careful with that stuff, but I'll send you some really good free resources as well to check out. But until next time, people try where they can to get that extra cash. Agreed. And I think it was awesome stream, mate. Might fall asleep later, but it was quite entertaining. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Glad you enjoyed the stream, and appreciated you hanging out with me. And in terms of the bucks, I think stream coaching is going to be huge. There are so many people trying to get into streaming who don't understand the technical stuff, how to design an overlay, what games to pick, like branding, how do I engage with my chat, and there's so many people that want to do this as a job, as a career, that want to be the next Ninja, or there's people who just want to have more than 0 viewers. There are tens of thousands of people with 0 viewers on stream right now. They're just like, man, can I just get one? Can I get one viewer? Like, if you go to the Fortnite listing on Twitch right now, flip it to low to high, you cannot scroll down far enough to see the people who are streaming with 0 people watching them. And there are thousands of people that would want to go find these resources and seek help to get their stream better, so that maybe someday they could do that for a living. And I think it's going to be a huge market for the people who can capitalize and provide their services, because there's a lot of questions out there and a lot of people who want to do this as a living someday. As for me, I don't know if this is a thing I would want to do for the rest of my life, but I enjoy streaming. It's a lot of fun, and I've been putting a lot of work to try and make this the best thing it can be. And I will be trying again. I don't know. I might not be able to stream this weekend. This Saturday is, my wife is going to a beer festival. I might have a pocket of time. I might not. I might have some plans to do some other stuff. And then Sunday, I might be able to do some Tetris in the morning, but we're also going to the Toronto International Film Festival that day. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to stream then. But the best way to find out is to follow me on Twitter @inthirdperson, or on Instagram @inthirdperson as well. I post when I go live. I post the schedule every Monday, and yeah, and also check out my website, In Third Person. I write there like every day. I've got a post going up tomorrow, probably about, I wrote about the Ring Fit thing, Ring Fit Adventure. Yeah, so check that out tomorrow. And Triform says, if you can, I'm on Lawful Geeks D&D stream every Sunday at 6 p.m. UK time. Yeah, that's like lunchtime here. I think. I might have to check out the VODs. I'm usually not at home Sunday at lunchtime. We are usually out at the in-laws or something like that. But I have watched that stream before, and I'll be on the lookout for that again as well. Alright, time to get out of here. Thank you so much, Triform. Thank you to everybody else that was lurking in the chat watching this. Thank you to everybody that watched this VOD all the way to the end. And let's get out of here. Good night, everybody.